Hey, what's up, YouTube? Thanks for joining me here at Paid to Trade. Today, I will be reviewing FTMO. So this review is being done by request by another viewer from a previous video. So with that being said, if you guys have any other things you'd like for me to review, I'd be happy to take a look at it. So go ahead and just drop it down in the comment section below, as well as any other questions or comments. And while you're at it, go ahead and click on that thumbs up too. I definitely appreciate that. But as always, keeping this apples to apples, these are the things I will be touching on. We'll go over rules, pricing, payouts, time required to get to a funded account, as well as assets you can trade and the platforms you can use to trade those assets, and customer service and resets. Right. So, real quick, I haven't actually used FTMO. So, as far as their customer service, I'm limited to just using the chat to ask a couple questions about their plans, and I can tell you from that small experience that it was a good experience. I was in the chat for maybe 2 to 3 minutes all together, and that includes the time just waiting and the time it took for them to answer my questions, and then to say goodbye because they were really friendly and they wanted to send me off happy. So it was a good encounter. I'll say that for sure. All right. So beyond that, let's see. So diving into the site, looks like they've paid out over 130 million to their traders. So I'd say that's a pretty impressive number. And these guys have been around since 2015, so they definitely have some experience under their belt. All right. So getting into the evaluation process and the plans, right here you can see that they have a two-step phase or two phases to get into before you can hit the challenge account, or excuse me, the funded account. So 2 steps of the challenge, and then you get to the funded account. All right. And so as far as the plans that they offer, so looking at the normal plans, they range from 10,000 up to 200,000. Aggressive, it goes up to 100,000. All right. And the difference between the two is mainly going to be your loss and profit target. So as you can see here, this is with a normal. This is normal. So looking at the 50,000 account, it's a $2,500 stop loss or maximum daily loss, and the 5,000 maximum total loss, and then your profit target's 5,000. And now that's normal. If you switch to aggressive, all that's going to double. So your daily loss just shot up to 5,000, max loss is 10,000, and your profit target is 10,000. And all that's for step one. All right. So getting out of the quick comparison. So as you see, if you move into, here we go, move into step two. Step two, your profit target's cut in half. All right. And you're looking at a minimum of 10 days for each step. So step one is 10 trading days minimum, and step two is also 10 trading days minimum. So you're looking at a minimum of 20 trading days until you can get into a funded account. All right. And then once you're in a funded account, the earliest you can get paid is 14 calendar days after you've taken your first trade in the funded account. So if you're curious as far as, if you start this today, what's the soonest that you could get paid? The very earliest, you're looking at 20 trading days, which that's close to a month, plus, 2 weeks. So minimum month and a half. That'd be the earliest until you can get paid. And that's assuming that you've, passed the challenge and you've hit the point where you can withdraw funds. But there's some light at the end of the tunnel, because if you're at that spot, they give you a free refund. Here it is. So whatever amount you've paid, it's refunded with your first payment. So the first payout, they give you the refund. So as far as the plans range from this 10,000 account, it starts at 177. So 177, and this 200,000 account is 1,200 US. So your plans range from $177 US up to $1,200 US. All right. And that's for normal. Aggressive, it starts a little higher. The 10,000 account is, it's about 250, I want to say. So I might be off on that, like 20, $30. So sorry about that. But the $100,000 account is 1,200, the same as the $200,000 account, the normal risk. So aggressive, $100,000 account, it's 1,200. So those pricing plans are a little bit higher than normal. So I'd say that's kind of a con, but there's some other pros to being with FTMO, that's for sure. Um, it's up to you to decide if it's worth it or not. But I'm going to say overall, it's a different kind of a beast. So for the long haul, I think it's a good company. I would, if I wasn't with some other companies, I would maybe look into investing some time with these guys. If I was just starting out, especially knowing the fact that you can get this fee refunded. That's definitely not a bad thing. But they are a little costlier though. So in comparison, if you're, working with a smaller budget and trying to get into something, this may not be the best route for you. Especially if there's other companies that are similar as far as rules go, and uh, and a little bit easier to get into as far as getting paid. Um, you don't have to spend your money here, but I'm not saying it's a bad place to spend your money, because it seems like, they've been around for a while. So I got to say that in itself, the fact they've been around for 8 years, that they got to be doing something right, right? And they've paid out over 130 million to the traders. So a lot of pluses, that's for sure. So as far as the rules, there's really no rules with this company. You can swing trade. You can hold trades overnight. You don't have to close it before the market closes, and it doesn't matter what plan you're on. You don't have to be on a swing plan for that, which is nice. You can trade through news. There we go. Where is it at? Frequently asked questions. Okay, can you trade through news? Yes, you can trade through news. You don't have to close your positions overnight. You can trade pretty much whatever strategy you want. They don't care. Scaling, you don't have to worry about scaling. You can trade the full account, so they don't limit you on contracts. It's whatever account size you're in, or whatever that account can afford as far as the margin that's available. They let you trade it. So as far as the rules, there's really no rules. Just don't blow the account. That's the only thing you have to worry about. Just don't hit your loss limits. Watch your daily loss, watch your maximum loss, and that's really it. So you do that, and you can get into a funded account and get your fee refunded. So definitely not a bad deal. All right. So we've touched on time required to get into a funded account. All right. So it's going to be at least 20 trading days at minimum. We've gone over the pricing. We've gone over rules. Now let's go ahead and get onto the payouts. All right. So I did mention that you have to wait at least 14 days until you can get paid out, right? So if we go here, payout. How do I withdraw my profits? All right. So withdrawing your profits, you just have to make sure that you hit that you have enough to be able to withdraw. Okay, profit split can be changed up to 3 times for each withdrawal. Um, let's see, you can get a payout on demand after 14 calendar days. So after 2 weeks, so it's not trading days, it's calendar days. 2 weeks from the first placed trade on the account, you can go and take a withdrawal. So with that being said, you can have some big days and you don't have to keep trading every day. And you can still just make a withdrawal after that. Take a little bit of time off. Payouts are processed about 1 to 2 business days after confirming your invoice, and they pay out via bank transfer, Skrill, or crypto. All right. Now it says they don't charge commissions for withdrawals, but they do charge. There's a fee, so you have to make sure that you have a minimum closed profit that'll cover $20 for a wire transfer or $50 for a crypto payout. All right. And as far as your split, it's an 80-20 split. So they split 80-20 until you've scaled up your account. And so it takes at least 4 months to scale up your account. And then once you scale up your account, then you're looking at a 90-10 split, which is nice. So 80-20 is good, that's for sure. But 90-10, that's better. So either way, that's definitely a good thing. All right. But that's it. So payouts, rather simple. Scaling, I think that's interesting. That's definitely worth taking a look. So let's see. You can scale your account see. Okay, so scaling. So you can scale your account. All right. So as you continue to grow, they assess your account in 4 month intervals. All right. So capital increments take place in 4 month cycles, and they increase your capital. All right. And you have to generate at least 10% of your net profit, 20% in the case of an aggressive account. And so looking at least 2.5% net profit per month. So an average of 2.5% per month for normal, or 5% net per month in aggressive. All right. And you have to also be taking out payouts. So you have to have processed at least 2 payouts within the 4 month period. All right. So not only making money, but taking money. So that's good. And that's it. And so ultimately, they're scaling you up 25% each time. And your capital, or your max cap, is going to be 2 million, in a normal account. So you can go up to 2 million. So you can scale your account up to 2 million, or 1 million in an aggressive account. So 2 million in a normal account, 1 million in an aggressive account. All right. And that's it. So, long term, that's some great growth. What more can you ask for? They're going to give you so much more to trade with, as long as you're proving yourself and, not blowing your account, you're being profitable. So slow and steady, will get you there. Absolutely. So this is essentially a free account, as long as you, don't break any rules, you don't hit your losses. So you pass the challenge and you get into a funded stage. You just keep going, you get your money back, and then they just start giving you more money. So it's a win-win. I'd say it's a win-win. All right. And so we've gone over time required, payouts. We've gone over pricing, rules. Now let's go ahead and touch on the assets and the platforms. All right. So as far as the assets, what can you trade? So here are the instruments that you can trade. You can trade Forex, exotics, metals, cash, futures, crypto, and equities. All right. And so some of these are CFDs, but not a bad thing. You can pretty much trade anything that you want to trade with FTMO. So in that aspect, or in that alone, that makes them very different from other companies. Other companies, I think, want to do this, but they're not set up for it yet. FTMO, they've been around for a while, and they've got this part figured out, and that's for sure. So it definitely gives you more range and flexibility to trade, however you are, be whoever you are, whatever you're better at. You'll have the ability to do that here with them, versus other companies. You're limited. But if you're just looking for futures, then this may not be the best one to go with. But if you're looking for other things, then absolutely, these guys are going to give you more flexibility, more options. That's for sure. All right. So we've gone over customer service. Let's go ahead and touch on the platforms. All right. And so as far as the platforms, there's not a whole lot that you can choose from. All right. There's 3. All right. But if you're in the US, there's only 2. So these are the 3. They have MetaTrader 4 and 5, and they have CTrader. If you're in the US, then you're only able to choose Meta 4 or MetaTrader 5. So you can choose between those 2. I have no experience with CTrader, so I'm not sure how they work. I'm not sure how flexible it is. Trading's trading, and they're all very similar, I guess. But I don't know. I have used MetaTrader 5, and so comparing that to NinjaTrader, which is what I prefer to use, it's different. It took some getting used to. I feel like NinjaTrader was a little bit more easier to use right out of the box, but MetaTrader, once you kind of get your chart set in place, it's good. It just feels different. It's just not as intuitive, I don't think. But it was nice to trade. One of the features I liked about MetaTrader 5 is the fact that, once you have everything set up, you have your stop loss and your profit target set up, and you're in a trade. Everything's kind of drag and drop, so you can drag your stops and your profit targets, and it also shows you the amount that your stop loss is, or the amount that your profit target equates to, based on how many contracts you have for that position. So that's kind of nice. Not other softwares. Uh, like NinjaTrader doesn't do that. It shows you profit elsewhere, but it doesn't tell you, like, it doesn't do the math for you, telling you this is how much you're going to make if you achieve your profit target. But it's similar to like Trade-O-Vate. I think Trade-O-Vate does that on the mobile app. I haven't used it on the web platform, but in the mobile app, it's the same thing. Once you set up your targets, you can see that and see what the countdown is until you hit that stop loss, like how much money you have left, or to go, or the profit target. How much is open there. Like if you hit so many ticks, how much money is it going to equate to? 500,000, 10,000, whatever. So that's nice. But other than that, it is what it is. So it's definitely not a bad thing, but it is limited. Um, but that's really it. So that kind of sums up everything for FTMO. So how do they rate in comparison to other companies? I say it's a little bit different of a ball game. They're a little bit more expensive, but they definitely have a lot to offer. And the fact they're going to scale you and give you refunds on your purchase for the eval, those are definitely pros. Are they the cheapest? Definitely not. There are some less expensive companies out there, but do your homework and see what's suitable for you. You know, and that's that. So, in case I didn't touch on resets, that is the last thing that's listed here. You cannot reset these accounts. So if you happen to blow the account, you would have to pay for another account and just start over. All right, it's not something that they offer. So, but I don't know that that's necessarily a deal breaker. It's just a fact. That's it. All right, so that sums everything up. So if you guys have any questions, comments, drop that in the section below and go ahead and hit that thumbs up. I would definitely appreciate that. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.